I still show 5:59, so we'll wait a little bit.
Let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready to roll.
Okay. 6 o'clock, I'll call the personnel committee meeting to order. Finance, or do we just want to say joint?
Do you want to do the roll call, or I guess I'll call the finance committee meeting to order.
I can do the roll for finance committee. Aniro,
Here,
Ramsey,
Here.
Kuhn,
Here.
Olson.
Here.
Both personnel, Kuhn,
Here.
Kuzar,
Here.
Olson.
Here. Approval of the minutes for personnel from the March 21st, 2023 joint meeting.
This is Alder Kuhn. I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any discussion?
all right. Alder Kuhn, would you like to move approval of the minutes for finance as well?
Yes, please.
Thank you. I'll second that. Any discussion? All right, hearing none. All those in favor of approval for the finance committee signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
For personnel, all in favor of adopting the minutes?
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes are approved for personnel. Miscellaneous, review, consideration, and recommendation to the common council on a change to the job description, scope of duties and responsibility, and salary grade for the operations manager, the municipal operations center.
This is Alder Kuhn. I'll make that motion to approve for both finance and personnel.
This is Pizarro. I'll second for personnel.
And Hanai will second for finance. Discussion.
Questions on this?
Yes, would want to fill us
Okay,
in on what was the impetus for this and.
Yeah, I'll lay this out. We have recently run across a couple of issues that made it absolutely clear that we need an overall manager who bears the overall authority to manage the operations at the Municipal Operations Center. The current manager, Brad Hopwood, has done a fantastic job and really has informally been filling out all of the duties as you see in the new job description, largely without the authority and level of responsibility that would go with that. When you take a look at the job description as included in the packet, those lines that are in black is all that existed for the current job description. Did not at all represent the full scope of his duties and the responsibilities he carries out at the MOC. To ensure that the overall operations of the MOC are consistent and within consistency and compliance with city rules, operations, and expectations, we need to have a singular manager that manages all those operations and the personnel for their MOC facility duties. This does not extend out to field conditions. It is simply to oversee those operations in that single facility as all of the crews work out of there. If you take a look at the financial piece, this increase in responsibility is evaluated at the increase of a single grade from a current grade 12 to a grade 13. I included the financial information on both of those grades and the current salary. As this is an increase in one grade and our grades are all separated by 6%, he is already fulfilling the duties. Now he's charged with the authority to do that. So I believe it's appropriate to move him to the same relative position in his new salary grade. And that is reflected there. There is more than enough in the contingency for this year. And then on top of the contingency, we are currently running at about $75,000 to $85,000 of unexecuted funds. And that is separate from those new positions that are allocated. So there is no concern for the not having the amount of money in the budget to cover this single partial year increase from this point forward.
And this is recognizing the work that he's doing now. It's not like this is going to be adding more to what he's doing. Is that right? Or there'll be another?
You know, this is recognizing those things that he's informally doing now And it is formally recognizing the expansion of his duties as reflected in the new job description, and the more formal authority to execute oversight on all the crews as they operate from the facility.
I think it's a good thing to do. We probably should have done that long ago, but it's never too late.
Just one question, the $75,000 to $85,000 that we have, is that from money from positions that we haven't filled, or savings from positions that we have filled, or?
That is money from positions that we haven't filled. So basically under execution of funds between employees leaving and the positions being filled. And that is totally separate from about that same amount that is not executed for the new positions that were funded for this year that have not been filled to this point.
Thank you.
As he takes on these extra roles, with some of his current duties be filtered down to alleviate some of that.
Actually, no. I mean, these are additional duties and he will maintain his current duties as the senior manager for the streets crew, both within the MOC and for operations outside of the MOC supporting the foreman.
Okay, so it won't cause more duties to the next up them. Okay.
No.
Brian, I have a couple things. First of all, on the general description, Bill, if you could go to the next page. I think we should add the mock administrative assistant to the supervisor's line in the supervisory duties. It does show that position, so it's probably good to put it in the general description.
Yep.
And then also on the essential functions section. So what are we seeing? This is duplicated, right? So there's the essential functions and then later on it's similar. So was that a comparison to show what if you scroll down, there's another section called essential functions is what I'm
Oh,
getting
if
at.
there is another section of essential
Like
function.
it was still the same thing.
Yeah, right there. This is the second one.
Oh, if you take a look, yeah, there is the updated job description and essential functions. And then I also included the previous.
What the previous one. Okay. So that explains, because I notice, Bill, if you'll go up, the first time you see essential functions, it has 15 bullets. The second time there are 14. So I was just going to recommend that, we check that list
Yeah.
carefully. The third bullet, directly assist street crew as needed under direction of street foreman for timely completion of leaf collection and snow and ice control operations. So since Brad supervises the street foreman, that means this one, he's going to be supervised or directed by someone he supervises for this particular function.
So maybe the comma placement could be better there. So street and leaf collection is directed by the street foreman. Since Brad is a working supervisor, he wouldn't leave the mock and then take over the crew and solely run the crew and displace the foreman. He may go out with the crew to assist those operations. He may provide ad hoc supervision or direction, but the function of leaf collection is a foreman duty.
Okay. Yeah, so maybe there is a
Yeah,
grammatical tweak that can be made
A
there.
resequencing of those words, I can take care of that.
Essential functions, the seventh bullet, I think it is, coordinates radio licensing and manages radio equipment for public works, public lands and building inspection departments. Who does this for the emergency services? Do they do it?
There's a staff person in dispatch that handles that for the police department.
Okay, thanks. And then under abilities, you scroll down. Thank you. I would really like to see ability to provide excellent customer service when contacted by Middleton residents. I think that's, if my colleagues are okay with that change, I think that's important. And then finally, under telework and remote work, further down, it says, this position with notification and approval can be conducted partially or wholly via telework, remote work. Do we really mean wholly? Because I see this, like right now, Brad is getting the position, but when, in the future, if this position stays the same and it opens up, we would never accept somebody who's not in Wisconsin. So I think holy is a little exaggeration.
Agreed. I'll strike that.
Okay, and that's all I had. Any further discussion for finance?
I could see somebody applying.
Totally, yeah.
Step right here.
If there's no further discussion for finance, so all those in favor of approving the recommendation to pass on to the common council signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, it passes for finance.
For personnel, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Okay. I go into closed session first, or?
So
Okay. Recommendation of common council on the collective bargaining agreement between the city of Middleton and the IAFF local 311. For closed session, we need a motion for personnel.
I will make a motion to go into closed session.
This is Alder Kuhn. I'll second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right, for finance, who would like to make a motion to go into closed session?
I'm in closed session. I
This
don't
is
think I
Alder
can.
Kuhn. I'll make that motion.
All right, and I'll second it. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, any opposed? All right.